Hey everyone, how you doing? Thought I would continue working on this build here, and this is just actually shortly after the last video. I was looking at it a little bit more, trying to figure out how I'm going to proceed with this. Weird build, kind of complicated, strange building style. One thing I noticed is when I was looking at it that I think this whole drill head needs to move over another block. It looks like it's a little too squashed over to this side right now. So I think I'm going to start there, and then I want to build out the framework a lot better around the sides and try to get that kind of dialed in a whole lot better, and then maybe try to figure out how to mount these up to the chassis once that's done as well. And building it all weird component like what I'm doing, I'm trying to just create a look. If you ever looked at like an oil rig out there, like a big one, they're really chaotic. I mean, they got stuff going on all over the place. It's different here, it's different there. If you really study those, and why I'm building everything in like components like this, I'm trying to capture that look and feel to it, rather than kind of building it all like I normally would, like the whole hull at once, basically. Just so it looks more abstract and like component based, and like you had this chassis and you stuck random stuff all over the place to make it work, kind of thing. A little bit of chaos in the whole mix there. So anyway, let me first. I'm gonna take this drill thing, and I think I'm gonna take the top decking with it. So I'm gonna start actually doing a copy here. If I got that right or not. I want to make sure I got the whole drill selected when I do this. I just want to slide this whole thing over just one block. In this case, I'm going to do a copy and a paste, though. Might save me. What just happened? Did I hit paste? I hit paste, didn't I? What? Ah! What? I hit the wrong button. So I reselected the other thing over here. And now, here, let's move that selection. I guess I got to do it again. Whoopsie. I got to watch my buttons. Oh, come on. There we go. Let's hit that. I can't believe I just did that. I made done weird things like that before, though, too. Let's try this again. All right, so I hit paste instead of copy. That's what I did. There. That's all I wanted to do. That should have shifted this thing over, and because I did a copy and not a cut that time, I don't even have to fill in the blocks. Except I got this problem here. So let's get rid of all that junk here. Alright, yeah, I think that's gonna, it feels I know it's not like centered, but it feels a little better, I think, there. Okay, so over here, let's just keep on, let's try to do this frame up here. I think what I want to do is tilt this up over here. So I think if we go like there and put one there. Okay, so oh, we got the half block of this. We'll have to fix that too. Alright, so let's get in this stuff here. Then we got to figure out how we're going to connect that to the top. I think we got a block for that. No, not that one. It's going to have to be this one. I didn't want that there, but I don't think there's any option not to have that. Unless I put in this, but then you're going to have that hole on the top there. That ain't going to work. Alright. I just don't like that. I wonder if maybe that ought to be... No, that looks strange. Well, what if I had that there? Alright, well, anyway, because of that, it will allow it to have the same kind of blocks on the other side over here, too. Have a little bit of a separation between the drill and the cockpit area. Which I think might help it a little bit too. I don't like what I did with that corner thing over there though. No, wait. No, this was not supposed to be like that. There's inverted beam like this. Okay, then it goes down there. I'm just trying to line it up to the other side. Oh, actually here. I'm thinking these blocks here. Let's try something really kind of crazy. But maybe it will work in this. I'm trying to make it look like it's mounting to that, but nah. I think that's would be better off if it did like that. Maybe the one that has the solid on one side at least. That. I'm not so sure that front part's gonna be cool then. Let's put in a regular old half block instead. This isn't, yeah, there's an interior wall, I think, on the inside. Yeah, that should still be steel there. Alright. Well, let's go along this side here. This side seems like it's in alright shape. Kind of a weird, like, frame line there. Try to do another angled edge here. Excuse me. Yeah, I know I'm trying to do this pretty abstract, but some things just don't make sense. Like, oh, I got some of these beams going now. Alright, well, here's what I really want to do. Let's work out the sides. And maybe that'll, oh, that's a steel block there, I think. Yeah, I don't want steel here. And, okay, so here, what I'm thinking is maybe it should go over the edge by just, maybe even a half block. Let's put in something across here for now. So obviously I don't have symmetry on 2 because the idea would be to kind of just do the other side different. So it's just not quite the same as what this side is. And I want to experiment with putting in some like some structural joints here or something too. Let's just spray that onto there. This part here isn't making much sense. And yeah, you know, structurally speaking, this really would have to tie into that other part there. I'll get back to that. All right. Sometimes I debate whether I should have tried such a funky design with a build video, because these scare me. You don't exactly know how they're going to come out. I don't know if it should be doing that either. Leave like a gap there. I could put in like I don't know, some kind of like individual like storage bay things that could maybe fit in here. So we got inside block there. Just rotate that. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up. So that would be there. So let's say we had 2 of these. So 5 blocks on the inside. But we're gonna separate this a little bit here. So rotate that. So there's 1 block gap in between the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 6. That's what I was looking for. All right. Now, I would love to do some angled beams here, but I don't think that'll work if I'm trying to make those places in. But maybe I'll do angled beam further down here. Say this comes out to around there. Like that. And yeah, okay, so we'll have 2 of those, but we'll do something different back over here. And just to keep it guessing on how this thing's gonna work out here in the end. All right, so another thing is here. Let's put up some kind of wall here. Oh, not that one. Alright, so angles. How's that going to work out? I want to be centered. Alright. I don't know if that's going to work. The way this is lining up. Do that there, and this one here. Like that. Or no, maybe. No, I think it just should be full blocks here, I think, on this row. At least we got that extra edge over it, so that'll kind of make that work better, I think. So, do that there. You know what? Now, these parts aren't lined up, so I want to keep that beam straight across here. It's actually a little bit simpler anyway. Like that. after that it goes back to a half block. Let's see, we've got a connection piece here. And that would be at this block row here, I think. So I do the same thing on this side. Oh, it's not right, is it? No, that was, oh, it's one block forward. Alright, so this area here will be filled in. This area here will probably be viewing part of where the module is going, or maybe there'll be some extra stuff in here too. I'm debating whether or not I want the whole formation to be like that, but I think it'd be neat to, in the end, if it looks right, to have something different there. Alright, so let's go around the back side here. I'm just going to do a big straight roll going right across here right now. Now this actually went out over the edge here, so it's kind of doing that block, not the thin block there. Okay, so if they keep them aligned at least. A little bit different this time. Okay. Excuse me again, man. Alright, so we want these. Let's just do a row going pretty far here. Now, and let's extend this part out here. Okay, those connection things. Here. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, interesting how it's like a half block over on these edges here. I kind of wonder if it shouldn't be doing that on the front now too. All right, well, this part's I gotta fix this. This is not right. Figure out how I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna change the frame around. Oh, I got some metal in here too. Now that dark gray is actual metal. It probably should be carbon. But anyway, let's try to extend this out a bit here. Maybe all the way to front edge of it there. Don't know if I like that either. Just replacing some of these with carbon. Okay, so if we go that route, this beam, the way it's working right now, it's just not working anyway. So try to do something about that. Okay. That. Copy that one. And that. Ooh. Let's put that other block out. Let's put one of these. And yeah, I think we're just gonna have to pull this forward a little bit here. That one too. Oh, how's that? Oh, that's not really gonna work yet either, is it? I was trying to get this angled beam to come in so it kind of lines up good on this front part, but the only way I can do that is extend that front part out more. Which I think I'm just gonna have to do. Huh. I still got that extra, like half block. Too much right there. Unless I go one more block row out yet. I guess it will make it kind of asymmetrical, which is what I've been kind of wanting to do anyway, so I mean, it's not a bad thing, but this is a scary build. This is just a scary. Yeah, there's no way I can actually make that fit right anyway. Because I got to use this block to make that tie into this piece. And there's no way to have that angle up and be smooth unless this row here changes, but then that would affect the other side. Yeah. Maybe I'll just put that back. I don't like what's happening here either. Okay, so that's just coming out too far. Man, nothing's right here. Hopefully I just keep working and I'll find a solution of some type. Let's see if I can get some kind of formation in here or not. I don't think so. Well, maybe. Let's do something like that. And I wonder, what if we do an angled conversion kind of thing on the back side here? Like, I wonder if that'll work. Obviously, I'm not trying to make this extremely optimized with block work and things like that on it. Just really trying to go for kind of a different look and style, but I do want it to be a you know, a pretty hopefully a good usable thing in game for a starter base that you can upgrade, fly it around, and then do mining and your production and all that fun stuff with it. Never for combat, but all this other stuff maybe could work. I did like how that came down and kind of connected over here, but since I shaved this area, well, you know what? Let's bring that back a little bit. Let's add to the height here. And maybe this part won't angle up on the back side the way it is. That probably doesn't make much sense anyway. Okay, so we're going to have definitely a lot more interior space. I want to be able to fit in... well, storage I'm not so worried about, but a good amount of constructors and things like that in here. It's going to need probably... I would like to have locations for 2 universal constructors, 4 to 6 standard size constructors. Probably some small ones. Those are easy to fit though. Maybe a deconstructor or 2. So I'll just plan on like 8 2x2 style constructors or deconstructors. 2 universal constructors, probably up to 8 small constructors on the inside. That doesn't exist yet. So that's a bit of a thing too. Let's try something here. I want to try to put in just a little trim thing out here to see if it would possibly look alright. Wrong side. Oh. One of those. And one of these. Just roll across there. Kind of give it that depth in there. A little bit more like an I-beam. Alright. Let's try to plot out how this is going to connect on the inside here. And it has to actually go down a block row to go over to this portion of it. But let's try to get, and I do actually want this to drop down another block row so I can fit 2 block tall things on the inside. And maybe that'll do that right after this. Maybe I'll do kind of an illusion to make it look like this is separated, but at some point here, bring it up. Yeah, let's put in a wall there, and let's go over to some full. This should be metal here, or steel. So that's running across there. Just kind of like trying to make it, you know, look separated, but at the same time trying to be a little bit more efficient and kind of like block it in there, but I already don't like that. Maybe if that was... Oops. Full block there. That kind of works. Okay, so now because of that, now we got our flight deck up top. We could actually drop it. We actually have a floor that goes down here a little bit. Here, let's put in a staircase a minute. I'll get those parts ready. Going with the asymmetrical nature of this, I think I'm not going to have that centered either. Trying to get that like off to one side here. So that'll take us down to flooring that we'll just say is here for now. That's going to have to tie into the other part. Yeah, let's go with one of these. I'll have to do stuff with the flooring down over here. Just want to see how this is going to line up. It does avoid the thruster. And then it would be able to meet up with the drill. Most of these blocks will change that I'm putting in right now. I'm just kind of trying to get a layout in here. In fact, a lot of these will probably end up being cargo extensions. Okay, so now we kind of need another illusion wall to kind of make it look like all these are separate pieces, but they kind of join up back over here to be better efficiency with blocks and things. Think on how that should work. Now let's just put in some big walls here for now. We'll change them later. I'll do this sometimes too if things get so confusing. It's kind of makes it easier when you kind of like do something like this, like Minecraft style first, so you can get your layout sort of established, and then swapping out blocks is pretty quick after that. Row there. Just got to see how that looks from the front. I sort of am breaking the illusion here a little bit, especially over in this area, so we could do something here. is it possible to bring... Yeah, let's try to bring this down a row again. I know I've changed my mind about 5 times already on this, but if you do that, then it will line up to the bottom. And I think just tie things in better. To a point, though, because it's going to have to avoid this thruster over here. And that is easier said than done. Let's see. Oop, that's steel. Oh, what am I doing wrong here? Oh, that is the right block now. Okay. So what I'm thinking about doing is trying to angle this off like that before it gets to that. Oops. Before it gets to that point. That's gonna be one strange creation, though. I gotta say, just yeah, really different. Then again, that was the goal. I wanted to make a pretty strange creation, something just that I wouldn't normally build. The challenge allows for some things which I probably won't make the deadline on anyway, but it doesn't matter. I will. It'll still be built. Okay, so I'm just kind of, you could see the parts of the drill there. I was just covering those up. This way, they're sealed off with steel. Except the steel is now the light color. I was trying that with the 2 different colors so I could keep them separated, but it just grabs the color of the other thing. It's going to mess me up anyway. So I don't even know if that's any good valid point to that. Okay, so on the bottom here, can we... Yeah, we can. So that could be kind of like that. Okay, so let's see. I think this was like 22 blocks across, and that's going to have to fit back over here and go up to a certain point. And I want it to be able to be like pretty much tucked inside of here. So I believe the interior space will be able to come out further. But yeah, I probably got to set up that module bay. So I know the size and everything of that, but we're going to have some interior space. It's, again, not a lot of interior space on this one. A lot less than the Makar. But it's going to need like a lot of the same stuff. As in other things I was thinking about too, such as turbines and other parts like that. Maybe that's what some of the side decking around, or some of these side parts are going to be for, is to mount like turbines and things, but on the outside of the creation rather than trying to make interior space for that. They don't need to be airtight and things like that. So that's kind of the thinking there. Let's see if that part works out or not. But I think what I want to do now is I'm going to do some more mass filling here to get this further along. To some extent here. And I'm using steel because this will be at least up to a certain point. Maybe up to there. Actually, these steel blocks over there are probably not going to be needed to be steel, but this would be our interior space. And we got more room for interior space too. This can go back quite a bit further. And it's kind of forming a rectangle here. Now I got to think about some other things too. How do you get in and out of this thing? Oh, that could be a little bit of a trick. From the ground, yeah, because it's all elevated. The only thing that's coming down to the ground are the legs, but there's absolutely no room, and it would fry you if there was elevators in there, if they could even fit. So I have to think out of the box a little bit on getting inside and out of this. That is one thing I, quite frankly, didn't think about much until right now. All right. Well, anyway, let's. I'm gonna move some things in here, so let's just slam some parts inside here temporarily. I guess we don't even need that anymore. Let's grab some fuel tanks, put them inside here too. 4 of them. Get rid of like all this junk here. Grab the core, put it over here too. And get rid of that. Okay, so next thing, get rid of these beams on the back. And I want to try to fly that module in here. Try to figure out how that's going to line up and how far back I can have that wall. Hopefully it's wide enough to fit. I guess I didn't check that in a while. It's not, that could cause some problems. Oh, I don't have any juice here. Oh yeah, we do. I gotta make sure it's high enough off the ground for this to fit. I don't know if it's gonna fit through here. It may not. I might have to widen things up. Let's see how far. Ooh, yeah, that's way too skinny. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, the legs are kind of in the way there. So, now, how do I do this? Do I move the... You know, I'm going to do a combination of... Well, I'm going to try doing one thing first here. I'm going to get this... Let me get this thing back off the ground. I think it should be flyable yet. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna move the legs out a block to start with, because yeah, this is overhanging more than it used to, so I think we can just move these things. Let me clear my cursor. I'm wondering if I can do the front and back legs at the same time and not screw anything up. Yeah, should be able to. So let's just do this. Oh, it's gonna mess with the drill. No. I gotta do it anyway. So yeah, it's gonna suck. I'm gonna have to rebuild part of that. Okay, so let's see if we got these correctly. I think so. So let's put that whole row out one block here. And I'm gonna have to fix up the blocks around the... Well, I'll just remove some actually. That's not so bad. I'll move them. Yeah, let's do the other side. Oh, that's gonna mess with some things too. This is kind of necessary if I want to do the module bay thing. I kind of do. I mean, it would make sense. I hate trying to fit these things in all the time. I could always go to like a smaller module size, like the Astra modules. I don't have any of those myself, though, that I made, but there's plenty of them out there. Okay, so the legs got moved out. Now I've got to fix a lot of blocks here. At least you can, I love that feature where you can just kind of grab whatever block's there and move it around. I think that is so nice. So that makes like fixing all this a whole lot easier. Oh, that ain't right though. Yeah, we'll put in some custom blocks there. Let's get this side fixed up. What did I have behind the light? Just a full block. Okay. Okay, so legs are out further. I still don't think that's going to be enough to fit the module, but it's going to help. One step in the right direction at least. Okay, so let's fly this at it again and see what we look like. A little low, obviously, but not wide enough yet, though. So almost so. Gosh, it's close. Now bring it up a little bit more. Shift it out to that side. It's not gonna fit, but okay, so it's exactly the same width now as the opening. The problem is that it has to be 2 blocks wider than what it is now to make this fit. Unless I want to try to move the back legs out more, but I kind of want to keep them uniform that way. One thing about it, where the back legs are lined up with the front legs. So, to fix this problem, I'm going to have to do a little bit more of a massive copy and paste thing here, which is going to screw up a bunch of stuff again. But it's necessary. So, objective, make this whole thing 2 blocks wider. So, where is the center point, actually? It should be there. Okay. So, that would start at this block. Right there. Is that right? Nope. Scary. Yeah, this is probably one of the scariest builds I think I've tried. It's somehow got drastically more complex than I thought it was going to be. That I gotta try to put on more and more features to it. It was supposed to be pretty simplistic when I first started. I first thought about this, and I wasn't thinking about mining or modules or all that other stuff. I was just gonna build pretty quick, basically like a big coffee table. You know what I'm saying? And then one thing led to another, and before you know it, it is one of the most complicated things ever. Which is, yeah, keeps it interesting, that's for sure. Probably not the best one to do build videos on. But, well, as you can see, methods of putting something like this together. And I do use a lot of copy and pasting and cutting and pasting and things like that. In fact, let's just make sure I've got all the blocks on this whole side of the Grayson selected. I think I do. And this is going to cause a little bit of repair work. But we're going to do a cut and... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Come on. Don't do that. Ah. Well. What? Ah. And it didn't cut it. I just said cut. And it didn't. Oh man. We better undo that. I don't know what just. Oh, and it. I don't know. Now we got a second copy of it. Uh-oh. How did that happen? I didn't paste it. I don't. Is that okay? So I hate to remove the select. Can we? I'm gonna have to reselect it. Okay, let's just try that again. Note to self: it's gonna randomly fall to the ground when I do this. Well, I won't anymore. I suppose I cut the core out of it, so that's why I did that. But yeah, I keep on thinking this is creative mode. I mean, why does it care? And I forgot where center was. I think, let's go from there. That'll maybe work. Okay, cut. Paste. Please don't fall over. It is safer to do this stuff in space. Yeah, what a thing. Okay, so I'm going to leave that block in the middle there. And I'm hoping that's center, but I'm not entirely sure. Cut. Paste this side. There. Okay, just out of the heck of it. It's saying the center's there, so I think I got it right. And I kind of kept this mostly intact. And the bridge area mostly intact, which is good. Less work to put it back together. And now let me try to module in there. I don't know if I got enough ground clearance to do it. That could be another issue. I want to make sure you can park a module if it was parked on the ground. And it is tight. In fact, I think it's too tight on that now too. Let's see what's happening. I know the width should, well, except for these blocks right here. Those aren't cool. Yeah, let me try that again. Maybe it'll work now. Yeah, okay, we're flying in. And I want to see how deep this thing is going. Okay, so about 3 more blocks forward, and that would put it at the edge. And then I can go up 1 block. In fact, you know what I want to do here a second. I'm going to do this with carbon, full block carbon. Let's get it so we can tie it to the ceiling. So put some temp rows out here. Another one for now, somewhere here. This is how you kind of line it up. Fit these modules. They gotta be rested against a solid ceiling, so you can kind of line things up with the doorway and all that. And I think that should be enough to do that with. Except here, let's put in some blocks there too. Okay, let's try this again. I want to move forward as far as it lets me, all the way to the ceiling. And this should stick right there. And there is our front area. So that's what I wanted to know. So now I know that this wall should come out 2 blocks. Okay, so that's good to know. And this will fit in here now. And yeah, I think it should have a reasonable amount, or just about the right interior space for a decently good production area. And then all the other stuff, well, not all the other stuff. It's also going to need a core room in there. I'm going to have to put in, obviously, places for generators and turbines and all that stuff, too. But, yeah, I think it's kind of working. It has just enough ground clearance to park that in there, but just barely. It is very possible that the legs, or maybe I build the feet out bigger or modify the legs a little bit to have this thing one more block upward. That would give it a little bit more clearance. So you can put that in there. And that should leave the whole top deck pretty open for parking reasonably good size CVs on there. And hopefully look like a building. Yeah, I think if the legs were up, this would be up a little bit higher when it's even parked in there. Probably work out a little bit better as well. Tricky build though. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit better about it after the modules fit. I was a little worried about that too, and now I got my measurements. In fact, yeah, I better just get some 10 blocks in there at least. Now, for some odd reason, though, it doesn't appear to want to let me put blocks on this build. Why is that? Can I simply not put a block? Oh, I can't. Oh, I had this set to something else. That's why. Never mind. Okay, and why is that blue? I have no idea. Yeah, cool. So front of module. While it's parked, what I want to do is draw out the doorway. The doorway's there. And I'll also do the same thing for the landing gear, which are going to have to come up and be parked on that surface. And let's this could be carbon. There, front module bay. I think there's something kind of weird one off on one side or the other. It doesn't actually have. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Is it not centered now? I'll figure that out later. Anyway, yeah, a little bit more progress on this thing. What a thing. What a thing. This is what happens after you build like about 200 creations, and you're just like, I want to do something I haven't done before kind of thing. You get into this crazy, complex, whatever the heck it is. But I kind of like it in a weird kind of way. I'm kind of actually a little bit excited about it. It'll just be something unique. I can't say I've seen anything quite like this. I have seen platforms built for this. Even I think there's a couple POI platforms. They're smaller, and they were POIs and stuff like that. But I don't. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I don't think I've seen anything quite like this on the workshop before. So hopefully it's original. That was kind of like part of it too. I wanted to try to do something that I just haven't done. You know, I thought about building another carrier or something, and I like to build carriers. They're probably my favorite type of ship to build. But I got all these carriers, and I never use them even in gameplay. Besides like the Helios stuff, I'm talking like the Persis carriers and things like that. I haven't really used them in a long time because they don't do a lot of the function that the newer ships do with modules and stuff. And I would probably need to build a new carrier, but then they're big and they're long and they're always, yeah. So anyway, yeah. I think I'll stop this one here, contemplate things, and try to move forward here. I don't know, probably work on this, maybe even more later today and into tomorrow. There'll be a fair amount of videos on this one relatively quickly, though, because I do want to get it done. Now, it's going to still take a while to build. There's a lot of things to figure out yet. But yeah, this is just kind of the process that well, this one's a little bit more complicated than normal, but this is tends to be the process that I do a lot of building with, especially with the cutting and pasting and stuff like that. Um, it's all voxels. You can do rapid changes and keep on trying things over and over again. Usually a rule of thought, especially if I'm building a creation that I got issues with, I try to focus in on where that issue is, whether it's maybe it's the length or the width of the creation or something like that, or what will really make you feel good as an author is if you got one area that you just hate on your build, and maybe you like a lot of other parts of it, but this one area just ugh, you don't like it, and it's ruining your whole mood on the whole build. If you're able to just dig in, maybe and blow that whole section off and start again until you come up with something that you like, that fits there good, it'll make you feel so good about the whole rest of the build. It makes you want to continue. I ran into that before too. I've had a lot of builds where the areas were just funky, and I was like, I wanted to trash the whole build because I didn't like part of it. And then often I'll just kind of learn to like try to work that area and get it so I do like it. In fact, I'll often try to make it so the area I least liked about the creation turns out to be the favorite area of the creation. That'll really give you a good mindset to continue the endurance battle of some of these builds to continue with it. Other than that, you all have yourself a great day, and I will talk to you later.